In the last video, we added a new test to our string validator, and in general, one of the goals of unit testing is that we should test our objects with all possible inputs. And while this may not be practical in all cases, I think there is one more test that we could add to this file, and that is to check what happens when we pass a null string to this method. However, when we created the non-empty string validator, we haven't actually decided what should happen when the input string is null. So by writing this extra test, we are actually looking at one edge case that we had not considered before. And we could approach this in two ways. We could say that passing a null string is not a valid scenario, and we would expect the app to throw an assertion at runtime. Or we could decide that a null string should be accepted and that this method should return false in this case. And for this specific case, I propose that we take the second option and we allow a null string to be passed. So what we are going to do is to add a new test by copy-pasting the previous method, like this. And here we can update the description to null string, and we are going to pass null to isValid. And we want the expectation to be false. And then we can run this test. And in the console log, we see that we get an error because we tried to call isNotEmpty on a null object. So let's open the string validator once again. And here we can fix this by adding a check that says if value is null, then return false, like this. And then we can run the test once again, and this time we can see that the test has passed. By the way, this icon on Android Studio is still red, but I have found that this is a bug in Android Studio, and we can tell that the test is passed because this check mark is green over here. In summary, we have written some tests for this class, and this forced us to think about all the possible inputs. And in the process of doing this, we have discovered a problem when passing null values. And to address this, we have written a failing test first, and then we have fixed our non-empty string validator class, which made our test go green again. And this is a process that is often used when writing tests, because we can start by writing a failing test, and then we can write the code that makes the test go green. And the result of this is that our code is more robust and it also has better test coverage. So you can consider using this approach as you write your own classes and tests. Okay, so let's continue on the next video.